Welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at why it's important to use a good use of our case block when we're looking at outer joins, especially so we can get information and use it more effectively. So I have my SQL developer environment open right here. As you can see on my right hand side, I've got my base demo right here. I'm using my select query. I have course.course number, description, loj.course number, and loj.description is prerequisite. From course COU, left outer joining course LOJ on the matching of the prerequisite to the course number, the PK4 and key relationship. And if I run this query right here, you can see I've got 30 rows selected, and you can see I've got blank values over here in my prerequisite description, over here on that spot right there and up here. And if I switch this over here to the standard approach on that using the GUI output, you can see those are explicitly null values. And if you know me, you know that I hate null pointer exceptions. They're one of the worst things I hate in Java programming or in Swift exceptions as well. We don't want to have null as a value. And giving null to our programming or results can often cause a lot of problems. And so instead we want to make sure that we actually provide information that can be useful to us as a human being and also more descriptive when we're looking at the information we want to go. And so the better way to do that is to what we have over here on the left-hand side of my window. And so I have that same query right here. And I'm using the cu.course notes, cu.description. And then here I have my case, and then when loj.course number is null, then not applicable. And then I'm casting the results using the toChar function. So I'm going to take that numeric value and turn it into a string value, because again, whenever you're using a case block, you have to make sure that the data types match. And so since I'm using a string value up here, I have to turn this to a string as well. And then case when loj.description is null, then none in that description. I run that same query right here. And I've got this value, and I've got now instead of I have NA in there. And if I run this as the GUI version right there, I run the program, you can see now I have NA and none versus the null block right there. I have emptiness on that value. And so unless I'm using this to do a where not exists query or something like that, when I'm using this as an end result, I usually don't want to send information to a program or output reports that have null in there. And so because of that, instead, I'm going to use the idea of giving a replacement value that's actually useful to a human to see and work with that. And so in this case, I have NA and none, which actually tell me as a human what's there, versus just seeing the idea of a blank result right there. If I look at the script output, I just have blanks on there if I were to not do this. And so I want to make sure I have that value that I can actually use and read for that and actually get information. Instead of this empty space right here, I have an actual value that I can use and understand as a human. And so again, we do that by creating an actual case block around any of the values that could be resulting in null value because of that left outer join. It makes it so it's much easier to understand and read as a human. And also when we send that information off in another form, we don't have to worry about null pointer exceptions being passed because we're giving an actual value that can be read by other programs and have a nice, lovely, safe space. And so again, we want to make sure we do that and have a better query as we do this. And so we use that idea of a case block and we make sure we match the data types as we do that. I hope this is helpful. Cheers. We'll see you next time and have a great day. Bye-bye.